I want to address symptoms today. Not any particular symptom, but the whole idea. Often people only start taking care of themselves when they have some sort of symptom that pops up and bothers them. The problem is that symptoms are the very last thing to show up and the very first thing to go away when starting to balance the body. Once a problem has been there for a while and symptoms do appear, we have a tendency to think that the symptom will tell us what is going on. But symptoms are simply a check engine light. You know, that little light on your dash that shows up and you hate it when it does. The check engine light in your car doesn't tell you what is going on. It just tells you that you need to get your car checked. Often the mechanic who checks out your car will use a code reader to help them locate the problem so that they can fix it. They may have multiple things that need to be checked based on the code reader. In other words, it tells them where to start looking, but may not give an absolute definitive diagnosis all the time. Hello, I'm Dr. Leona Call-Smith. I'm a chiropractor and clinical nutritionist and still not a mechanic. Your symptoms are the same as that check engine light. They tell us that something is out of balance, but not exactly what is going on. Many symptoms can be confusing and lead you to the wrong conclusion if you don't actually find out what that check engine light means. Having a code reader for the body can be extremely helpful to determine what these symptoms are indicating. For example, for me, I use a combination of tools in my practice from spinal thermography, heart rate variability, spinal analysis, leg length inequality, muscle testing, and even blood labs. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about with symptoms. In a previous video, I talked about acid reflux. Acid reflux is the symptom in this case. Wouldn't it be nice to know why the symptom of acid reflux is there? The most common problem blamed is that there is too much acid, but it could also be food allergies or sensitivities, low stomach acid, pituitary dysfunction, stress, or even other brain imbalances. You could try several months of supplements or even medications working down that list, but this could take you months or worse, years, and maybe still not resolving the acid reflux. You can see how having a code reader to give you a point in the right direction would be valuable. Once you do find the best treatment for your symptom and it starts to get better, keep going. Remember what I said earlier, symptoms are the last thing to show up and the very first thing to go away, which means you are probably not done with resolving the root of the problem. Again, that code reader comes in handy. Have you had experience with a natural healthcare practitioner that acts as your code reader? I hope so. If you haven't and you have questions, please ask in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and share it with someone who you think might need to hear this. If you find this type of information valuable and wish to subscribe, do so. See you next Tuesday and have an amazing week.